They came to the national championships to dethrone the reigning champion, Shannon Miller. But in last night's all-round, it was not an unknown who unseated Miller, but fellow 17-year-old Dominique Dawes. For years, she had tumbled anonymously among the elite. Now, her presence can no longer be ignored. In gymnastics, youth is rewarded for its elegance, speed, and grace. But maturity's onset ushers in the next generation, faster and stronger than the last. Tonight, these newcomers renew their pursuit of the favorites in the event finals. And for the elder champions, tonight is all they can count on, for tomorrow may belong to someone else. The skyline of Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. And right downtown Municipal Auditorium, a block from the state capitol, scene of the U.S. Gymnastics Championships. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Nashville. Tom Hammond with Tim Daggett, the Olympic gold medalist, ready to bring you tonight's women's individual event finals. Tim, the pressure's off a little bit, but it's still a chance to win a national title. Different mindset for the athletes tonight.
Most definitely. I can remember competing in the all-around and being done. It's a major sigh of relief. You go out tonight in the individual event finals, you have a little bit more fun. You get to show your very best gymnastics. Only your better routines are being shown here tonight.
But Shannon Miller, having lost her title, might have a different agenda.
Well, I would say so. Totally different mindset for Shannon Miller. Remember, she was the national all-around champion last year. She lost it to Dominique Dawes. She has something to prove here tonight.
And we'll be seeing Dominique, Shannon, and the others on each of 4 events: the vault, uneven bars, balance beam, and floor exercise tonight. Gold, silver, and bronze medals awarded in each event. And first, we will be on the vault. They'll have 2 vaults and average the scores of the 2. Shannon Miller is up first.
And Tom, they'll also have to show us 2 totally different vaults from what they call different gymnastics families.
Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, the world champion from Dynamo
Reigning world champion Shannon Miller, the most decorated U.S. gymnast in history, trying to salvage some respectability after losing her title last night.
The tricky thing about her vaults is they are blind landing. She'll be coming in forwards, gotta stick it. She does 2 different vaults.
One little step. You had a little bit of pike in there that time, okay? That's going to take a stronger run than that on this hook, okay?
Now this next vault that Steve is talking about, she will need more power, but the tricky thing about this, as I said, is it is a blind landing. She'll leave the horse, do a half twist. She cannot see the ground until her feet hit, so she's just got to rely totally on air sense, and obviously just a little bit off on that one.
9.85 on her first vault, and Steve Nuno, her coach, telling her more speed down the runway on vault number 2.
Yeah, she's going to need a lot more speed down the runway. This is much more difficult vault to perform. She will not do that round off entry onto the vaulting board. She'll jump straight up, straight forward onto the board and do the same vault after she hits the horse. Little bit of, oh boy.
She fell all the way off the mat on that second.
Yeah, that was a great fight. Once again from Shannon Miller.
Okay.
She really doesn't have the same amount of power from this style of vaulting. She has to pike a little bit longer, and she's way off balance. Leaps totally off the side of the mat, and that will be a deduction. Let's look at her hands right here. Really doesn't connect, and she's not totally turned all the way around when she hits the horse. Loses a little bit of power and has to struggle for that landing.
So a disappointing second vault for Shannon Miller, 9.55. Miller's ambition of winning 4 individual gold medals tonight in jeopardy as Dominique Dawes, the new all-around champion, sets for her first vault, and she won the national championship on the vault last year.
But this event has caused Dominique problems in the 93 and 94 World Championships. She struggled on this event doing the same vault, 1.5 twists off the horse. Of course, just that small hop on the landing, really not as dynamic a vault as I've seen Dominique do. But also, once again, this is a blind landing. She'll be coming in forwards, no idea where that ground is. Just hope it's there.
9.80 on the first vault for Dominique.
Yeah, she's going to need a better vault than that on her second one. She'll show us a different vault here. This is called a handspring pike front. Wow, that was a beautiful one. Really not as difficult, but pure classical gymnastics. She needs a huge push off this horse, and she'll flip forwards in what we call a pike position. Her body bends at the hips. And a great landing. That was a very beautiful ball.
Dominique awaits her scores on the vault, and so does Shannon Miller. 9.70 for Shannon. Gives her the lead. Dominique, though, 9.75, and that puts Dominique once again in front of Shannon Miller. Now Amy Chow from San Jose, California. Quiet, shy 16-year-old. Her parents born in China. They met at San Jose State. Around the house, Amy says they speak Chinese and they don't want her to know what's going on.
Powerful young lady here. Nice vault. She'll do a half twist off the horse in the air. Good vault. I tell you, Tom, I really like this young lady. She doesn't do all of the usual things. She's always got something a little bit different to show. Same vault as Dominique, but she adds a half twist in the air. It's called a cuervo. She can see the ground on this landing, a backward rotation landing, but still that small hop.
9.562 on her first vault.
Remember, the athletes have to do two different vaults, and she'll do a similar vault that we saw from Shannon's first, the round-off entry onto the board. Nicely done vault, but doesn't really have the level of difficulty that she's going to need to bring in a big score.
Still a youngster to watch in the gymnastics world. Amy Chow averaged 9.562 for her two vaults. So Dominique Dawes wins the gold medal in the vault. It has been that kind of weekend. Same for Shannon Miller, once again finishing second to Dominique. Dominique Dawes the gold, Shannon Miller the silver. Amy Chow takes the bronze. Uneven bars when we return.
Please welcome now.
The U.S. Gymnastics Championships are brought to you by Reebok, who believes in the athlete in all of us.
Welcome back to the U.S. Gymnastics Championships, where Dominique Dawes continues her gold medal ways. Coming up, the uneven bars. Let's go now to Marianne Grabavoy for a report on one gymnast not here this weekend.
Thanks, Tom. In this arena, there's one girl who's noticeably absent, and these national championships could finally have been her moment. Her name is Kerri Strug, and she was the youngest member of the bronze medal-winning Olympic team in Barcelona. Since Barcelona, her gymnastics life has been in turmoil.
For years, Kerri Strug was a gymnastics vagabond, leaving her Arizona home at age 12 so she could train with the best, be the best. The price? Living with strange families in strange towns. When she went to the '92 Olympic Games, Kerri had already lived away from her parents for 2 years, training with Bella Caroli in Houston, laboring in the shadows of Kim Zmeskal. After Bella retired, Kerri packed her bags and landed in Oklahoma City in Steve Nuno's gym, and the shadows cast there by Shannon Miller. Just 4 weeks ago at the American Classic meet, Kerri was with her new coach, Arthur Akopian. She had been living and training at home for 8 months. She was finally on the right road. This was to be her final tune-up before a triumphant return to U.S. Nationals. The injury that looked so dramatic turned out to be only a sprained back. But Kerri's comeback at Nationals was seriously derailed.
Well, I'm obviously upset that I'm not able to compete in the Nationals. You know, this is the first time in 4 years that I haven't been there, so it's hard. You know, I'm going to watch it on TV, and it's hard to see the other girls and you say, you know, I work so hard and, you know, I wish I could be there and show everyone that I've come back and I'm still, you know, up there and doing well. But I'll have my chance in, you know, a couple more weeks after the Nationals, so I'll show everyone at the World Trials.
Sometimes courage comes in small packages.
It certainly does, and sometimes when we see athletes like a Shannon Miller, they make things look so easy and so perfect. We forget just how difficult some of these elements are that they're performing.
Shannon Miller.
Once again, a little bit of perfection from Shannon Miller. Next release right here. No visible deductions whatsoever. This is a tough one for her. Dismount, double layout. Well, she really has to struggle to get that around.
Good job. Nice dismount.
Nowadays,
all right.
that entire routine revolves around that dismount. It's the only element she's struggling with. Just doesn't quite have enough rotation to make it around. But look at this combination here. Something very unique. A lot of pirouetting, and then she just flies over that low bar.
Get it from a 9-9. That's what they did last time. Okay.
Her releases, of course, are very important. You got to let go of the bar and fly high here. But look at the toes and the knees and the perfect form. That is Shannon Miller's trademark. The dismount, though, not enough rotation, a little bit of knees and extra pike. And she struggles for that landing, but still has to move that foot forward.
Well, all weekend she's been playing second fiddle to Dominique Dawes and a 9.762 for Shannon Miller.
And I'll tell you, Tom, she was going to be Dominique's major competitor on this event. And once again, she's opened that door just a little bit for Dominique Dawes.
Now here's Jenny Beathard, a 17-year-old senior at Lake Brinkley High School in Florida.
Trains at the Browns Gymnastics Club, along with 92 Olympian Wendy Bruce.
And being heavily recruited by several southern colleges, Florida, Alabama, among them.
Very nice work so far. Same release we saw from Shannon Miller. And her dismount. Get as much speed as you can, half in, half out. Full twisting double somersault. Good landing.
So Jenny getting a chance to show her skills on the uneven bars at the Nationals.
Good routine for Jenny. No major visible errors, as I said. Not quite as difficult to dismount as we've seen from some of the other athletes. Some nice pirouetting elements, and this skill right here, way up in the air. Just a slight leg separation on that skill. It's called a Ginger, named after a guy gymnast, Tom. Eberhard Ginger from Germany. Women's uneven bars have turned more and more into what looks like men's high bar. The low bar is getting farther and farther away, and it's making it possible to do some of these big dismounts right here. A few years ago, this wasn't even possible. Full twisting double somersault.
So Jenny Beathard, who began her gymnastics career at the age of 9 with a good showing at the Nationals, 9.675 on the uneven bars. Now here's Amanda Borden from Cincinnati, who has dazzled Nashville with that smile this weekend and having the best national meet of her career.
Most certainly, and I talked with Amanda. She was so relieved and so confident. She had a new strategy in training. Everything was much more concentrated and much more focused, and it really worked out well. Watch the height she gets on this right here. Way in the air. Oh, that was great. Another nice routine by Amanda Borden. She stuck that dismount a little bit better yesterday, but still a good job.
The senior at Finneytown High School in Cincinnati.
Much better versus head. Everything was clean.
The thing that is so difficult about this, I mentioned it on vaulting, it's a blind landing. When you flip forwards, you can't see the ground until your feet hit. It's really, really hard to judge when to open up your body so you can land. But let's take a look at what's happening actually on the bar. The gymnasts are swinging around, and obviously hand placement is critical. They got to get right back to the position. And look at what happens to this bar. The object is to pull it down as far as you can so you can basically fling your body up in the air and over the bar, and those hands better be back on that bar again when they come back down.
Pretty dramatic shot of the hand strength needed for these routines. And Amanda Borden, who was third in the all-round last night, posting a score of 9.712. That's just behind Shannon Miller. Should the judges have been a little more generous with Amanda's score?
Well, it was a good exercise. She really gave them the opportunity to take a big deduction. A couple steps on that landing.
Now the all-round champion, Dominique Dawes. She won a gold in the first event, the vault.
Oh, that is awesome. She just knocks that right to the handstand. She has been landing so well at these national championships, giving nothing away. And one more time, Dominique Dawes can do no wrong.
Well, she was the prom queen at Gaithersburg, Maryland High School. She's rapidly becoming the gymnastics queen as well.
And she looks so much more confident in these national championships. That full twisting double somersault, and that is what's so important. When your feet hit the floor, don't move.
Hard to fault Dominique's routine. 9.90. And that again will be enough for her second gold medal of the night, once again besting Shannon Miller.
I'll tell you, if she can actually do this on 2 more events, I can't even tell you the last time that happened. It would be an incredible accomplishment.
It's been 25 years since a sweep, but Dominique is alive, beating Shannon Miller and Amanda Borden. Next event, the balance beam. Welcome back to the U.S. Gymnastics Championships in Nashville. Dominique Dawes, all-around champion last night, has taken the first 2 gold medals of this evening and now is set for her routine on the balance beam, and she won that national title last year. Shannon Miller, she looks focused, trying to redeem something after playing second fiddle to Dominique all weekend. She also has a national championship on the beam. Here's Dominique.
Just mentioned the confidence that she's exuding at these national championships. She better be confident right here. Her major tumbling run, back handspring to 3 layouts. This is incredible.
No problem. Dominique has signed to attend Stanford on a gymnastics scholarship, but the timing of her entrance to college depends on whether or not she trains for the '96 Olympics.
Double turn there. Shades of Betty Aquino on the balance beam. Front somersault. Oh, just a slight little balance check there. Very, very minor. But what Dominique has been doing all competition long is putting pressure on Shannon Miller. The dismount, though, very Very difficult. No one tumbles like this.
But not bad.
Well, a good routine from Dominique Dawes, but she threw it out there for Shannon, but there were some errors in that exercise. You heard her coach Kelly Hill talk a little bit off on the landing, and that, of course, will cost her. This front somersault really can't be too much more on than that. Look at this now. This is a double turn. Might have just slid on by you, but this is very difficult. To do 2 complete revolutions, you really can't see the beam and just finish like that. Just try that in your living room. Here's the tumbling pass. She tumbles on this beam. It's incredible. It's like she knows exactly where it is. She's got radar in those feet.
And maybe she's checking the score there. She has a 9.85. That could be good enough. And a look at Summer Reed now, the 17-year-old from Sparks, Nevada.
And this is amazing, what she's going to try to mount the beam with. Probably the most difficult sequence being done at the competition. Oh, that was great. Just a slight little adjustment.
Summer's been studying gymnastics since she was 4 years old. She's now 17 and bigger than most gymnasts we see. She's 5'4", weighs 106 pounds.
Virtual giant. This is great, what's coming up right here. She'll do a back layout and watch the finish position on one foot like that.
Well, Summer has hopes of being a sports commentator someday, and if she were commenting on this routine, she would get a hearty well done.
Dismount, double back somersault. Really like that exercise. Maybe not as tight and perfectly clean as some of the other athletes, but that routine was just jam-packed with difficulty.
It's been a good weekend for Summer. She was in the top 10 in the all-around competition last night, and a good performance here on the very difficult balance beam.
Look at all that happens here. She mounts the beam with a layout step out. Another backflip in the air right here. It's hard to believe she can actually fit this on one balance beam. Look at that heel. It is right at the end of the beam. She's a little bit long. Look out.
9.625 for Summer Reed on the balance beam. That'll put her right up there. Now here's the new face, the new challenger, the former junior champion, Jenny Thompson, only 13 years old in her first senior national meet. She was 4th in the all-around last night.
Now Jenny needs the vaulting board, obviously, to reach the beam. She's great, though.
She's 4'1", if you're wondering, and weighs about 60 pounds.
I have to set this up for you. Every time I watch this, I can't believe it. This is a standing backflip with a full twist. You know, for me to try to tell you how difficult that is, it's an injustice. Oh, just a little bit of a correction there.
She just does it so easily. She'll be in the 7th grade. She's already missed the first week of school. Lives with her mom in Oklahoma City, originally from Wichita Falls, Texas. Her dad still lives in Dallas, comes to visit about every other weekend.
Great acrobatic ability. Sometimes the knees aren't as locked as they need to be. Maybe not quite as artistic. She can tumble.
Wow. Oh, that was awesome, honey. Good girl. All right. Okay.
All right, that's how you do it.
All right.
Petty Liddick
On the
and
scene,
Steve
right?
Nuno, the same
Okay.
team that coaches Shannon Miller. Some words of encouragement for Jenny Thompson.
This is amazing. Look at all that's happening. You know, I don't think her eyes ever come off that beam, though. We got to show you this one more time because I got to see it one more time. It's amazing. A standing back with a full twist, and she lands perfect.
That's good. Jenny with a score on the beam, 9.75, and that'll put her right in medal contention. Now Shannon Miller, who won the beam as a 14-year-old back in 1991. She needs a 9.85 or better to take the gold in this event from the leader, Dominique Dawes. Dawes watching as she was first on the beam and trying to see if that score will hold up.
If I had to pick an event where Shannon Miller shines above all others, it would be the balance beam, purely because she gives absolutely nothing away. Everything is done exact. Watch this mount. She'll do a front flip on.
If you think Shannon looks a little different from when you saw her winning 5 medals in Barcelona, she's grown about 4 inches.
I have to tell you, if she is able to hang in there to 1996, that is an unbelievable accomplishment. Gymnastics is much more difficult for her now. But I don't know if I've ever seen a better competitor or somebody who wanted it so badly.
Shannon is an honor student who will be entering her senior year at North Edmond, Oklahoma High School, and wants eventually to go to college, probably after the '96 Olympics, but she can't compete in gymnastics. She accepted money earlier in her career, and so technically is a professional.
Her dismount here. Beam routine has been virtually flawless. Oh, just the step on the landing.
Okay, that was beautiful routine. Okay.
I agree with Peggy
Put that
Liddick.
hand down again. Thank you very much. Okay.
A beautiful routine. The only thing was the dismount.
All right, let's get ready.
I still would have to give this one to Shannon Miller.
I got it.
Good job. All right,
I've said she's grown, and skills like this are getting more and more difficult for her. Full twisting double somersault, just the step on the landing, but up until that point, really, I saw no deductions.
And Shannon scored 9.825. So by the slimmest of margins, Dominique Dawes wins yet another gold medal. Final standings in the balance beam competition. Dominique Dawes the gold, Shannon Miller another silver, Jenny Thompson claims the bronze. Well, on Thursday night, a new men's all-around U.S. champion was crowned, Scott Keswick of UCLA.
This is Scott on the still rings here. The national title in the all-around has eluded him for years. You see the UCLA on his chest, and that is no longer a collegiate program. They will not sponsor gymnastics there anymore. Really a travesty. UCLA's put out a number of top international stars. A victim of the times and the way the NCAA is going. Fortunately for this program, John Hancock will be supporting the coach's salary and offsetting. Great day for Scott Keswick, though. Watch this dismount. Very difficult. 2 flips, 2 twists, 1 piece of air. And a pretty good landing.
So Scott Keswick takes the all-around title, ending the reign of John Roethlisberger. Well, it's been 25 years since a U.S. woman won 5 gold medals at the Nationals. Dominique Dawes bids for the sweep in the floor exercise, coming up next. Tom Hammond, Tim Daggett, Marianne Grabavoy from Music City, Nashville, Tennessee, and the U.S. Gymnastics Championships. The last event and the highlight of the evening, the floor exercise coming up. And here we'll see 13-year-old Jenny Thompson. She's been a sensation at these championships, 4th all around, and a force to reckon with in the future for U.S. Gymnastics.
A little acrobat out on this floor exercise. Some great tumbling.
He just throws that little body all over the floor.
You can certainly see that she has the goods when it comes to all of the tumbling.
I don't think she's happy with that routine. No smiles.
Yeah, boy, I don't know. I'd be happy.
Good job.
Let's look at the tumbling here. Kim Zmeskal made this famous 3 whips in a row. But she'll do what's called a triple twist. Just a little bit of legs apart, but ever so difficult.
9.637 for Jenny. So Dominique Dawes waiting in an attempt to win her 4th gold medal of the night, 5th of the weekend, and Shannon Miller trying to finally break through. The defending world champion lost her national championship to Dominique last night and looking to salvage something from this weekend.
Everybody that knows anything about Shannon Miller says one of the reasons she's so great is just her incredible toughness. I can't believe she's now going to put absolutely everything into this routine. She wants a gold medal.
Shannon Miller performing like a champion, and Tenn, that'll be tough to beat.
I got to tell you, that was a beautiful exercise from Shannon Miller. Trademark Miller, no mistakes, great landings, very artistic routine, very well presented.
Excellent. All
All
right.
right, way to finish that, okay?
How to finish up, baby.
Gotta be sticking in there.
How to hang in there.
Okay.
Great set. Great set.
Well, champion in my book, okay? You're one tough cookie. Ready?
We'll have Shannon score when we return. Back at the U.S. Gymnastics Championships, Dominique Dawes and the rest of us awaiting the score for Shannon Miller's floor exercise. Dominique looking for her 4th gold medal of the night.
You know, Tom, even though Shannon has not been winning, I've seen more sincere smiles and emotion from her than I've ever seen in a competition. Her first tumbling run, the only visible error in the entire exercise was right at the end of this landing here. She steps just a little bit off to the side, but I know she's thinking at the end of this routine that she's got a gold medal right here.
9.912 for Shannon Miller. She waves to the crowd as she knows she has put the pressure right back on Dominique Dawes.
Gonna take, obviously, a near-perfect routine from Dominique.
Please welcome now World Championship
and of course, floor exercise, one of her strongest events.
It certainly is, but you have to remember one step, Tom, one step, and that's a 1/10 of a point. That's a 9-9, and Shannon's got the gold medal. Well, Tom, you know, an exciting routine, but I got to tell you, there was an error.
Clean set, a little bit too much chest up on that full end, all right? Honey,
Coach Kelly Hill just went over the exact error that I was talking about. Her second tumbling run, she does a full twisting double somersault. We'll look at it right here, and she's just a little bit off balance. Full twisting double somersault, and watch how she steps back, and then look at the front leg, lifts up. That's not supposed to happen like that, folks. But the first tumbling run, this is incredible. We've seen it a million times. Look at, she paints a perfect line going forwards and then all the way back down again. That's incredible.
Dominique needs to beat Shannon Miller's 9.912. 9.925. Dominique takes the lead.
Oh, Tom, I don't know. You know, it's exciting. There's no doubt about that. But like I said, she had that deduction. I just don't agree. I'm sorry. I do not agree.
Well, the final gymnast in the floor exercise, Amanda Borden. And in terms of crowd-pleasing routines, she'll take a back seat to no one.
That's for sure. Really gets into this floor exercise and shows it off to the max.
predictably loves it. And once again, that fantastic Amanda Borden smile.
Really had the meat of her life at this national championships, both in the all-round and the individual event finals.
She was third in the all-around to Dominique Dawes and Shannon Miller, and most likely that floor exercise will not challenge the two leaders, but nevertheless a crowd pleaser. There are the scores. 9.812. That's third for Amanda Borden, but a sweep for Dominique Dawes. She's with Marianne.
Dominique, you've now made gymnastics history, 5 gold medals. Your best meet ever?
Yeah, this was one of my better meets. I was really proud of hitting 12 for 12. That was really exciting.
Truthfully now, does it feel pretty good to emerge from Shannon Miller's shadow?
It does a little bit, but Shannon Miller's still really great, and she's one of the best gymnasts in the world. So,
does this in any way affect your thinking for the next Olympic Games?
I think it'll have me put a little bit more pressure on myself in competitions, but I'm really not sure about the Olympics yet.
What are you feeling inside?
I'm just really excited and glad to be here.
Congratulations, it was fabulous.
Thanks.
A clean sweep on the weekend for Dominique Dawes, 5 silver medals for Shannon Miller. Final thoughts coming up. Welcome back to Nashville, where the medals podium is in place, and Dominique Dawes will once again stand in the top spot. Here's Marianne Grabavoy with some final thoughts.
When Dominique Dawes walked into her very first gym at age 6, could she ever have imagined a night like tonight? Dreams of being the best, and everywhere tonight, little girls dream the very same dream. But gymnastics is a subjective sport, and very often ability is defined by size, where the winners are the ones who please the judges. Just 33 days ago, a troubled young woman, Christy Henrich, died from eating disorders 5 years after she stopped competing. Her death has been a wake-up call for this sport. A sport once defined by women is now dominated by little girls. Gymnastics is looking for a safe harbor, a place where little girls are allowed to become young women gracefully with dignity and self-esteem intact. This weekend, we fell in love with 12-year-old Dominique Mosiano. So much promise, so many little girl dreams. What does the future hold for her? America's Olympic hopes rest on these tiny shoulders, but we really must remember, underneath it all, they are just little girls.
Even the oldest are still children, but children endowed with special gifts that enrich the lives of those of us that watch them perform. It is a sport of the young, but this weekend, the U.S. Championships belong to the mature. 17-year-olds, ancient by gymnastic standards, dominated the medals. But are the years of sacrifice worth it? Only each individual gymnast can say for sure. This weekend, Dominique Dawes gave her answer with a dominating performance, for the first time in 25 years, winning every gold medal, and perhaps signaling the end of the Shannon Miller era in U.S. gymnastics. Now for both Dominique and Shannon, the challenge remains to hold back time and their maturing bodies until 1996. For Tim Daggett and Marianne Grabavoy, Tom Hammond saying so long from Nashville.